I'm Elsbeth Mayer with Calgary Economic Development. Cross-training your staff and expanding their knowledge is always a good practice, but in these uncertain economic conditions, it's an insurance policy for the future. Hear from Calgary HR experts on what smart companies are doing.
The highest return on investment is either from retention or development. It's not from hiring off the street. Because you're investing in people you know and people that know your organization. So if you have a limited amount to spend and there's an opportunity with some retraining to channel somebody into a role where they could drive more value for the organization, that investment will pay a much higher return than going out to hire somebody off the street.
As you look at your talent, you might recognize that you've got a couple of people who, if only they had this kind of financial training, or if they had this project management skills, they would be tremendous for you in 1 or 2 years, because you know that as you come out of this, you're going to have this kind of growth, and we're going to need that talent.
I've seen cases where individuals who have come from one department, say in finance as an example, and they've moved into a marketing role or a marketing function because they had the base skill set needed to be successful there. They were trained, they were developed, they were invested in, and they actually became very successful in their new career.
Many of us have talents that are never reflected or not shown, at least, in the marketplace that we're employed in. And that's what we've got to get in touch with. So start with it. It's a new company, new positions. How do you best select people for those new positions? And open it up to people.
There's a significant risk, particularly in the resource sector, that the recession will actually make the labor shortage worse as we enter recovery as opposed to better. So what's happening now is employers are either slowing their hiring or in some cases letting people go. And in most cases, that's the younger people with less experience, trying to get more time and more effort out of baby boomers or late Gen X. Well, when we enter recovery a year, 18 months from now, those workers are going to be that much older, that much closer to retirement. If you accept the argument that it takes 5 to 7 years for even a moderately skilled job for you to acquire the full ability to complete that job, then it's going to create that much deeper a hole in terms of the gaps between the skills that we need to get the work done and the skills that are available.
The long term is often, how do I catch up when the economy starts turning around again? Now I've got to go back and I've got to hire more people, I've got to train more people. I'm going through the same talent crunch that's out there in the marketplace today that was there a year and a half ago, and I've got to deal with that. So that's an aspect of cost, because it takes time for those people to become productive.
Nothing's changed demographically. We haven't tapped into a new supply of people that magically will fix our employment woes in 5 years. So we need to keep building on the same programs today that we have in place to make sure that we are well positioned in the future to be able to do what we need to do and build a sustainable business. So the game has changed significantly that way.
When the economy recovers, the organizations with the most flexible teams are going to come out on top. To share your story and get more advice, connect with Calgary Economic Development.